Sorry, Brian. You get the quick and easy version. Brian Lanier is a person that I came across a number of months ago, roughly about 18 months ago. And since I met him, my life has changed. Honestly, I'm being honest with you tonight, guys. He's a guy that's been a mentor to me and some of my fellow Calgary Black Chambers people. He was a former director of North America KFC, regional director of Starbucks, all that, yada, yada, yada. Cool. He did lots of cool stuff. But honestly, he's been like a dad to me. Like, he's the first man that I've had in my life step up. And for you in this room that are mentors, you might not know the role that you've played in helping a person mature. How do I go from being president of the Calgary Black Chambers to being chancellor, right? It's because of a guy like Brian Lanier. So let's give him a big welcome. Thank you so much, Brian.
Unbelievable. What a night of acknowledgement, huh? What is it, 2 clap? Yeah. All this acknowledgement that is just dripping in the room. Presence is my granddaddy. And I want to tell you about my granddaddy. He was a deacon in his church, the Church of St. Delight in Bath, North Carolina, population 450. And at a night like this, he would say, "Give me my flowers now, while I'm here to enjoy them, because after I'm gone, it's going to be too late." So I acknowledge us for giving ourselves flowers now, in real time. Yes, awesome. And this has been an incredible week of acknowledgement. And I want to start off by sharing a story of where I was last Monday. If you have the slide, several people have commented about John Ware, and I was one of the 6 people. Is the slide up on the picture up on the slide? Yeah. Is the picture up on the screen? Yes. So in this picture, this was an invitation-only event put on by the Canadian Historical Society. I didn't even know we had such a thing. And they were, after many years, because it takes a big deal to have someone be nominated as a historical person of Canada, which John Ware is, after 117 years. 117 years. And I want to tell you a little bit about this. So you can't read the plaque, but anyone in the room that may not know who John Ware was, I want to acknowledge him in our listening. Here's what's on the plaque. John Ware was a black cowboy who forged a successful ranching career despite racism, rough frontier conditions, and having been enslaved. After entering the District of Alberta in 1882 on a trail crew driving thousands of cattle to the site of the Bayou Ranch, he wrangled the herds of large ranching outfits before building his own ranch with his wife Mildred and their children. He achieved success in a white-dominated industry, largely controlled by well-financed corporations. Ware's generosity and superior skill as a cowboy earned him an enduring reputation and a prominent place in the mythology of the Canadian West. Now, what you don't see in this picture is what happened immediately after this picture was taken. There were 6 of us in this picture. Many of them have been in the room tonight. All of them are advocates of the Calgary Black Chambers. You see John, I'm the black guy in the picture, by the way. My daughter, Sable, tells me, "Dad, you're not as funny as you think you are, so stop trying to be funny." We have Cheryl Fogo, who is instrumental in John Ware's legacy living on. She's there. Her brother, Richard, at the far right is there. John Cornish, of course, is there. Courtney Wilcox, who was here earlier, was there. And Heather Campbell, the legendary Heather Campbell, who's in the room, is going to be following me, was there. And I count. So there were 6 of us that looked like us in the room. But what you don't see is the other 60 people who don't look like us that were in the room. And shortly after this picture was taken, a gentleman, and I swear he could have been a stand-in for the movie Yellowstone, like right there. Like, he just came over to us wearing his white cowboy hat, came up to the 6 of us, and he said, "Are you John Ware's descendants?" And I said, "No." we're here to honor him today. And I said, what has you be here today? And he said, I've been ranching. I bought a ranch here, and I've been ranching in this country for 34 years. And I just came here to honor him for everything that he endured, everything he put up with, everything that he actually stands for. And he started crying with his white cowboy hat over his heart. You see, that's the power. This is not a John Ware story, as great as John Ware was. This is a story about the power of acknowledgement. And I, on behalf of the Calgary Black Chambers, we are acknowledging each of you. If you are a member of the Calgary Black Chambers or not, the fact that you were in this room, the fact that you're listening to our voices, the fact that you are one of the nominees, whether you came up and you got a plaque or not, you all are people that stand for what we stand for. Now, you might be saying, I don't even know who you are. What do you mean saying you stand? Well, we stand for the same thing, ultimately, which is ultimately having a world that works for everyone with no one left out. So the power of acknowledgement is people like you, and we acknowledge you. People like you that show up for community events like this. People like you that dedicate and volunteer hours of time and energy. People like you, like the cowboy who came over to us with his hat over his heart. He walked across a room to interact and acknowledge people from a different culture out of a memory of someone who lived 117 years ago. So that's who you are, and that's who you are for us. And we want to stand for that after tonight, we have the importance of acknowledgement live on. I mean, it's great to dress up and go to galas, but I want to leave you here taking on acknowledgement as a week-to-week thing in your lives. And as a way to do that, we're going to share with you, several of you have heard us talk about Brave Space. We're making an invitation to you as from the poet Mickey Scott Bay Jones. We are inviting you to be with us as the Calgary Black Chambers going on this lifelong journey for equality, diversity, and equity. And this is an invitation for you to join us in Brave Space. So please read along with me as I read this poem. Together, we will create Brave Space, because there's no such thing as a safe space. We exist in the real world. We all carry scars, and we all have caused wounds. In this space, we seek to turn down the volume of the outside world. We amplify voices that fight to be heard elsewhere. We call each other to more truth and love. We have the right to start somewhere and continue to grow. We have the responsibility to examine what we think we know. We will not be perfect. This space will not be perfect. It will not always be what we wish it to be, but it will always be our brave space together, and we will work on it side by side. Thank you.